It's the end of August, and with September literally a couple days away, that means it's time to start the September Direct speculation. Every year, Nintendo holds a September Direct, and it usually turns out to be the best Direct of the year, so this is a very exciting time as we approach September. Now, in early May, ahead of the release of the June Direct, the president of Nintendo put out a tweet to inform us that we will get the announcement of the successor to the Switch this fiscal year, but that the June Direct would focus on the Switch's lineup for the second half of 2024 and would not include the Switch's successor. We are down to 6 months left in this fiscal year ending March 2025. Many believe, due to insider information, the Nintendo Switch 2, or whatever the successor ends up being called, was originally slated for a late 2024 release, and now it's expected to come out early 2025. If that is the case, then this September Direct could very well be the Direct that finally sees the announcement of the newest Nintendo system, and would most definitely be an exciting Direct. After all, the Nintendo Switch was announced in October 2016, before its release in March 2017. So if early 2025 consists of January through April, let's say, then the September Direct will give about the same amount of time in between announcement and launch as the Switch had. Obviously, if that is the case, then we are likely to have a very Switch successor focused Direct, heavily focusing on the stats and features and functionality of this new system, as well as announcements of its launch titles, and maybe even games we could expect to see in its first year on the market's lineup. And besides all of that, we will see the Nintendo Switch's loose ends tied up. I'm not sure exactly when the September Direct will happen, but I'm willing to bet it will be sometime before September 26th, so they can include some more information on Legend of Zelda Echoes of Wisdom that releases on that date. As far as the rest of the Switches segment in the Nintendo Direct, I'd expect to see a short segment on Super Mario Party Jamboree coming October 2024, continuing information on Mario and Luigi Brothership coming November 2024, Dragon Quest III HD 2D Remake also coming November 2024, release date and more info on LEGO Horizons Adventures and Tales of the Shire, which are both launching holiday 2024, release date and info on Hello Kitty Island Adventure launching sometime 2025, Donkey Kong Returns HD coming January 2025, release date and more on the 100-line Last Defense Academy coming early 2025, and of course more info on Metroid Prime 4 Beyond. I'm not sure if we will get a release date, as all we know so far is it will release in 2025. I wouldn't be surprised if it ends up being the second half of 2025, so we don't get a release date quite yet. And also wouldn't be surprised if it follows the footsteps of Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild and ends up coming out to the Switch and the Switch's successor. Nintendo will also likely have a couple of remakes or remasters to pull out of their sleeves to keep Nintendo Switch fans happy until the actual launch of the Switch 2. Speaking of, if this is the Direct Nintendo announces a successor to the Nintendo Switch, expect lots of details to come out of it. I would say probably 5 to 7 minutes of the usual 40-minute Direct will focus entirely on the reveal, talking about the new system's capabilities and displaying its features. We will likely get a launch date of the system followed immediately by their hardest hitter launch title. I'm thinking Mario Kart 9 or Super Mario Odyssey 2. I think it's too early for another Legend of Zelda. As we discussed, a brand new one is coming out in September. And of course, the big hitting Tears of the Kingdom was only released in May of 2023, just a little over a year ago. However, a huge new mind-blowing Mario game is in order because the last one we had was Super Mario Wonder, which did come out a little less than a year ago in October 2023, yes, but it was a 2 game, which, as we know, doesn't take as much manpower as, say, a new Odyssey game that's 3D and open world. And since it's been 10 freaking years since Mario Kart 8 was released for the Wii U in 2014 and then re-released for the Nintendo Switch as Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, which just had DLC and upgrades, but even that was 7 whole years ago, we are more than due for a new Mario Kart game. And seeing as Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is the #1 best-selling Nintendo Switch game of all time, it's a no-brainer for a launch title for the next Nintendo system. Speaking of incredible sales, Animal Crossing New Horizons sitting pretty at #2 best-selling Nintendo Switch game of all time, and I personally would love a new Animal Crossing game. Many people would. In fact, Animal Crossing games just set Nintendo systems abuzz with popularity and love for their systems, so it's also a no-brainer. The only problem with me here is that the launch would be about 5 years from the release of New Horizons, which when adding in all the updates that came after the game release and the DLC may not have been enough time for a huge new Animal Crossing game. Yet, if they decide to reuse a lot of those assets, it may actually have been perfectly enough time. So really it's 50-50 as a launch title, but a great choice for within the first year. Other than that, I always have this dream of starting a new life with friends, family, heck, even celebrities, or even Knuckles. Sha-la-la-la-la, island dreams. Yeah, I can't get through an entire video without at least mentioning my beloved Tomodachi Life. We all know the casual gamer market has grown immensely over the recent years, and Tomodachi Life would be the perfect game to satisfy that market and to get to the casuals to jump on a new Nintendo system. It sold fantastically on the 3DS and has a huge market of people that want to see another game. Just look at all of us on their live stream chat. And as I've discussed before, we have many reasons to believe another one is in development. And this late in the game, it's kind of 50-50 whether it'll come for the Nintendo Switch at this point or the next Nintendo system, meaning this Direct, it's kind of, will we get the announcement for it, to pad out the last little bit of the Nintendo Switch, or will we get the announcement that it's going to come in the first year of the Nintendo's next system? Of course, we are likely to see a few announcements for the next system, but not too much. They'll want to save some for the January or February Direct, likely to occur just a couple months before the system releases or so, to give it more of its own separate Direct and to focus on it in its entirety. This Direct should finish off the Switch with a decent enough bang, while also shifting some, but not all of the hype to the next Nintendo system. All in all, I expect this September Direct to be a good one for sure. Thank you so much for watching today's video. If you enjoy Animal Crossing, Tomodachi Life, and cozy Nintendo gaming in general, consider subscribing to join the family. And if you liked today's video, gently tap that like button so YouTube likes me. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one. Love you all! Bye!